My first memory, as 5 years old, was when my mother and one of her boyfriends came home from a night at the bars. And my cousin and I were in my mother's bed, and we jumped up on the bed and we're waving to our moms as they came in. And when they came in the door, the boyfriend came into the bedroom and got after me for jumping on the bed. And his punishment was to strip me naked and beat me with a bent metal coat hanger from the middle of my back to the back of my knees. Shortly after that happened, I've lost literally all memory of 6 to 11. I was in counseling for years trying to figure out what was blocked out, and after several years they just said it's probably bad enough, you don't need to worry about figuring it out. So my mother was a very violent drunk, and at one point used a shotgun to blow out the back window of our truck as the stepfather was getting us kids out of the house in one of her rampages. Police didn't do anything. There were a few small group homes in Boise at the time, so I bounced between those, detention and foster homes. And finally in my 7th grade year, late 7th grade, I went to the resource officer at my school and told him what was going on, and he told me there wasn't anything he could do. It was a family matter, and told me the only way that I could get out of the house was if I committed a crime. And I asked him what he meant. He said, well, if you run away, I have to take you to jail. So I ran away. He took me to jail. The police had sent me back to my mom. I'd run away. They'd send me to a foster home, and I'd run away. And then the judge finally told me this was his last offer and sent me to the ranch. I guess it was like anything else. I just felt like I was being locked up and didn't want to play the game. I think the real turning point for me was when the director of the campus at that time was really trying to get me to show some feeling, get angry, do whatever, just open up a little bit. Finally, I started taking swings and kicking him and hitting him, and he grabbed me in a bear hug and said, go ahead, do whatever you gotta do. I'll still be here when it's over. I'm not letting go. And he didn't. Get up, brush your teeth, take a shower, get dressed, ready for school. Everybody would file over to the dining hall to have breakfast, go into the public school for the day, and other than baseball season, come home when it was, when school was out. Weekends were usually projects around the home or the property. A lot of counseling, a lot of one-on-one, a lot of group. Especially for me. I did play baseball during the baseball season and enjoyed that. And I got great grades. First time I ever cared about homework. First time I'd ever had above a 2.0. And I left the school with a 3.75. So I was really excited about continuing my education. I firmly believed that if I wasn't at the ranch, I'd be in prison or dead. It taught me, one, that I wasn't alone. There were a lot of other people in the same situation. They taught me that it wasn't my fault, and I didn't have to keep beating myself up, wondering what I did wrong. They taught me that you could trust adults. Be wary, but you can trust adults. They taught me that people could care about me and I could care about them without there being ulterior motives. And they taught me about giving back and being responsible for myself. And I think that was probably the most important thing for me, was taking ownership of what I was doing. To have the opportunity at a younger age to really be able to get in and break through to some of these youth is priceless. It's priceless. And there's no question in my mind, I know they saved my life, and there's no question that they're saving lives every year with what they do.